getting stuff ready for tomorrow's work. Because I'm in work at 6:45 tomorrow morning.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the game. Well, he's got a first goal. Good tackle. Oh, boy, that's good. I do like a 4-2-3-1, and I did say that's a very good defensive formation. I need to score. Come on, shoot properly. I could win these games if I actually shoot properly. Yay, 1-1. Together at last, we score a goal. I feel like I was in a Bundesliga team. Bayern Munich, past and present. Female males. Go 2-2. We're back. Back again. We are back. What a goal, Martinez. What a strike, son. Anyone on the stream? Alex, not today, sorry, mate. Darwin, Nunes. Shoot. Oh, lucky. Now, Macario, I need to watch out for that person. That's a really good player. Really inspired me, that did. Yeah. Do it, na. She's the one. Yeah, she's the one. Da. Yeah, she's the one. That's salvation. Contemplate my faith. Mm-hmm. And do they know? Ooh. When to come to call, she was saying. Then we're going to do a tattoo thing.
Well, actually, technically, I have done one on FC25 in the 4231, but in terms of a dedicated video where I break things down for you and explain what I'm talking about, this is the first time.
How's the sleeve across?
I might have done it on FC25, so because of that, YouTube, drop this video a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So without any further ado, let's get into it. For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FC25 coins, please check out mmoexp.com. Remember to use the code WOLF at a checkout for a massive 5% off your order. Link is down in the description below. You need to go and check them out now. So with the tactical preset, you are definitely going to want to use custom. On that tactical preset, I don't really like the direct play, the cautious, blah blah blah, or the FC preset, anything like that. I don't think that's good or a viable option. I just much prefer custom YouTube. It's definitely the best way that you can look at it 100%. It is, of course, the 4-2-3-1 narrow, so the one with the 3 cams, but with how this game is now, with, of course, the new custom tactics that we all know, or not that we know now, but we are slowly but surely getting used to, you can really change the way that you want to use this formation if you want to. So the build-up style is still, of course, balanced. I definitely think, and I 100% will, just go and check them out now. So with the tactical preset, you are definitely, but we are slowly but surely getting used to. You can really feel, of course, balanced. I definitely think, and I just think that is the best one that you can have. Teams transition to their in-possession shape will be steady rather than sudden. And that means that in the 4-2-3-1, which is a very possession-based oriented formation, like it is very easy to keep the ball for a prolonged period of times when we are using the 4-2-3-1. That's what we want from our build-up style. We're not really interested, or I'm personally not, I'm not interested in the counter or the short passing. If you do want to have a little bit of way more possession, you can give short passing a go, but I think you are kind of like tying your hands behind your back with that, because players will then just refuse to make forward runs, and it really is annoying. That's why I just think balanced is the best way that you can use it. The defensive approach, and this is what we do call, well, not what we do call, this is what we used to call the defensive depth, our defensive depth, should I say, in the 4-2, in FC 24, FIFA 23, and all that stuff. This is 61 on my line height, and if you read what it says, a riskier approach to defending, applying situational pressure, and adopting a high line that tends to not track opposition runs. And because we have 2 CDMs in the 4-2-3-1, this means that we can afford to be way more aggressive with our defensive line than we would normally be. I would even possibly recommend 71. I really did enjoy the 71 depth when I've been using the 61 depth, the 4-2-3-1. But I do just think we do concede less goals when we take it down ever so slightly to 61. So that's why I'm using 61. So because of that, this then brings us nicely into the player roles. And if you see with the ball here, this is kind of how I use my 4-2-3-1. So my striker will always be at this moment in time, unless we do have a complete forward, will be an advanced forward with the attack and complete set. Yes, complete. So not even attack anymore, complete. What this means is a versatile attacker who usually stays close to the opposition's defensive line, but opens themselves up for the passes in the build-up and makes runs in behind for scoring chances. And then if you read what complete does, and if you look at the screen rather than attack and complete, when we do have it in attack, the striker will basically stay in them central areas of the pitch, which can be a good thing if you are looking for your striker to stay in them central areas of the pitch. But it's also, YouTube, can be a bad thing. And I've noticed, and I don't know whether any of you agree, having my striker on attack rather than complete has actually hampered me a little bit over the last few days. So when you go on complete, when set to complete, the advanced forward has the freedom to move wide when necessary to receive a pass or create space with a run. And this is very important when we are playing a one striker formation, for example, like the 4-2-3-1 like today. We do want our striker to actually drift along the front line. Think of this like player like an Ollie Watkins who will drift wherever on the forward line, but will never really drop back in and help out the build-up play. So that's why complete, definitely the way to go. The middle cam, so the playmaker, I've just kind of given away what I'm using on that middle cam, but the middle cam is going to be a playmaker rather than a shadow striker, as my cat is just moving about behind me. But yeah, it is going to be a playmaker rather than a shadow striker. So the playmaker, very nice. And if you read what it says, This player tends to be the creative fulcrum of a midfield, given license to roam and create space and opportunities for attack, likely to be out of position if the opposition counters, and you will definitely notice that your cam in the 4-2-3-1 a lot, and I mean a lot, of your build-up play in defence and offence. A lot will go through that middle cam, and I do use that middle cam on balance as well, so focus on the balance on the focus with playmaker on the roll. I then personally use both of my cams as half wingers rather than shadow striker, playmaker, half winger, and not half winger, but shadow striker or playmaker. Playmaker is good, but I did just find it a little bit too narrow when I was using it. So half winger basically means, and if you read what it says, a midfielder who provides width when their team is in possession, moving along the flanks to offer a wide threat, particularly effective when one of three central midfielders, and that is exactly the same on my right side of cam as well. But the difference is I use both of them on attack, so both of them will have a lot of license to get forward. When set to attack, the half winger can advance freely, sacrificing defensive responsibilities, and I don't mind that because the defensive AI is already stupidly overpowered. So I'm not really interested in having my right-sided cam or my left-sided cam helping out in defending when we first lose the ball. With the 4-2-3-1 though, I personally, and I'm not really interested in at all, with the 4-2-3-1, I use both of my CDMs in the holding role. Yes, the holding role with defence. So the holding role, a pivotal role in modern football. This defence-minded midfielder focuses on guarding the back line during the attacks and covering off against counter-attacks with limited attacking support. I'm not interested, YouTube, in having my CDMs venture forward in the 4-2-3-1 because of what I do with my wing back. So I want both of my CDMs just to sit in that middle of the pitch, shield and protect that back four for us. And that brings us nicely, actually, onto the left back and the right back. Both the left back and the right back are on exactly the same. So wing back and back. So this means that the left back and the right back will kind of venture forward a little bit, which is very, very, very nice. I want that, especially with the half wingers when they're cutting inside on their preferred left foot on the right and then right foot on the left. I prefer to then have an overlapping wing back down that left and right hand side. Very, very, very simple. I then play with one defender on defender. So one centre back as a defender, so that can be one of them that has a plus on, it doesn't really matter. And then the other centre back as a ball playing defender. I love the ball playing defender this year. I really, really, really do. I think it's a very underrated aspect of playing with a centre back on FC 25 at this moment. You will find that that player is just more often than not open to receive a ball. It's very, very, very nice. So one centre back as a ball playing defender and the other just as a defender. It doesn't matter which side. I would just use whichever centre back has the ball playing defender plus side. If you want to do that, that's kind of like what I've done. I use this all the time. I use my goalkeeper as a sweeper keeper on balance. I always have done. Even last year, you would have remembered me using sweeper keeper. And without the ball, that is how it will set up. Exactly the same. I don't change anything, but that is how it will set up without the ball. And that right there is my updated 4-2-3-1 custom tactics with the code on your screen right now. But I will pin the pin the comment with the code as the top comment. So the code can be right there if you want to just type in the code for you. Remember, YouTube, drop this video a like for me, drop a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive attitude. Peace out. On love.
Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm hanging here with the usual suspects, Aaron, Jacob and Callum, and back on his re-attempt at the 10-hole tournament. It's Luke Pingu. How you doing, Luke?
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, with the new rule in place, you have to get it back. So hopefully this time I'll just go right to the top.
Oh, your good friend that Frank is top.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, sure he is.
Shot that you've got a mountain to climb here. Let's get into list number one. Before we get into list number one, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We want 500 likes for this episode. It's a big one. And we're on the race to 10k subs. Get us there. You boys need to tell us any player that has played in this season's Premier League who is 34 years old or older. There is 17 answers. They have to have minutes in this season. Right, look to start.
Yep. And we will kick it off with James Milner.
James Milner is tenable. Yeah. He is the third oldest, 38 years, 7 months.
Ashley Young. Yeah.
That's good. He's 39 years old in 2 months.
Ironic.
Young.
Not very young.
We'll go for another Everton right back, Seamus Coleman.
That's good. He's 35 in 10 months.
Young comparison. Okay. I am going to go for. Surely he's running at this age now. Welbeck. Ooh, close actually.
Danny Welbeck is not
Oh,
tenable.
I didn't even hate that guess at all.
Yeah,
he's
what is he? How old?
He's the 19th oldest, 33 years, 9 months.
Right, so hard, but it's not right. So, yeah. Oh, this is definitely.
Let's go Jamie Vardy.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. He's the 4th oldest, 37 years and 8 months. And the age is when they played the last game.
Okay. Okay. Best player plays like he's 60. Is Casemiro over 34?
That's a
Whoa.
good shout. Good question.
Casemiro is not tenable.
Didn't think he'd be 34.
Oh, what age is he?
He's 32.
Wow.
Wow. The football has well and truly left. Oh, dear.
This is a tough start.
Yeah, very tricky. I'll say Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker is tenable. He is 34 years and 3 months. Number 15.
Back to you, Luke.
Couple from West Ham, it's when they've got minutes, that's the issue.
Yeah, I've got one from West Ham as well, but I don't think he's played.
Yeah. Hey, so it's not in the women's team.
No.
Yeah, I'll go Fabianski.
Fabianski is tenable. He's the oldest player to play this season.
go.
39 years, 4 months. And remember, they come on at half time.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That'll be, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Very weird, but yeah.
You've got this, Jacob.
Yeah. I'll say Cresswell.
Cresswell is 34 years, 9 months, and he has played.
There you go.
He is number 11.
Okay,
We've got now.
to get
How many more do we need?
three more. Come on. 3 more.
What positions are they in the ordering?
So you've got
But it
5th,
didn't come on.
6th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Like, you've still got really old ones.
Yeah.
That's oldest player.
The oldest that you're missing is like nearly 37.
36 until he's
Yeah.
37.
That-
That is how it works.
Maths with Feggy.
Yeah. I don't know if Johnny Evans has got any minutes. Then Delict and
He definitely has the age.
Yeah.
Whether or not he has
the
the
minutes.
minutes.
Anyone else I can think of?
Again, I'm going to need to push you, Luke.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
He's going to put me out here. I've just realised. Yeah, exactly. You get no control in this situation, Jacob.
I'm gonna say Johnny Evans then. Has he been subbed on?
Johnny Evans played in September the 14th for Man United, and he is tenable.
That's fantastic.
Started the season before
They got the leg then.
Yeah.
He is 36 years, 8 months.
So he was the
He was oldest.
Right.
It's really 37.
Oh,
Jacob. 2 to get.
Two
You guys can do this.
Basically, you can end your involvement in this video right now. If you get the right answer. And if I get a wrong answer as well. Oh.
They're going to need to go
Yeah.
for someone.
I'll say one of Everton's centre halves.
Who's that?
I don't know which one, but is it one of them?
No, you're out.
That's fair enough then. Oh, I was going to keep.
None of them are
Michael
tenable.
Keane's not
I'm
Newcastle
tired.
will be older, but not much.
They both play like they're 34, but
That's the Dutch way.
Tarkovsky's 31. Keane's younger.
both pretty bad at football.
Yeah. You're at a terrible side, to be fair.
So it's just down to you, Luke.
And it's
We'll
annoying.
stand by Everton some more if you want to just pick a couple of answers.
Everyone's just got young teams now, like Chelsea.
Yeah, I kept thinking of Chelsea and I'm like, I'm older than most of them.
Why is Thiago Silva left?
Exactly.
Yeah, where you go, mate? I'll say Connor Cody.
Connor Cody is not tenable. Will I run through all the ones he's missed?
Aye.
He's missed Lallana. He
Yeah,
missed Neto, played for Bournemouth before he moved to Arsenal.
Oh,
What? No, I did not know he was that old.
You were missing Idrissa Gana Gay,
oh.
Ben Mee, Alex McCarthy,
You're only 26.
Mikel Antonio, Craig Dawson, Jason Steele, and Kieran Trippier.
Jason Steele is 30. I thought he was like a youngster.
Probably should have got trips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Connor Cody's only 31.
Wow.
That seems crazy for a long guy.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 on your list number 2.
So we're back for list number 2. 8 out of 10 on this one. Let's see if you can get 10 on this one. I want you to name me the 10 biggest stadiums in the championship by capacity.
Oh,
Oh, killed us with that. Okay.
yes,
Look, you really are going to have to do something here.
Heavy lifting. And we'll
Yeah.
kick things off with the Riverside.
The Riverside has a capacity of 33,746. Number 4. I'm going to have to be quite insistent.
Really?
Oh,
And that's a problem. That's a problem.
Oh, see, if I recognise the stadium name, like, then I can.
Let's go for the stadium.
Ah, come on, it's only one that was obvious.
It's obvious because it's number 1 and it's number 1 by a fair margin. 48,907. Just good luck.
Yeah.
My clue was going to be, oh, do I need to turn some lights on?
Would have been a good clue.
Come on. Fair time, actually. Not come on.
Right. Ellen's Road?
Oh, you took mine again.
Surely.
The reason they're taking it is because the right answer is Ellen Road is number 3. Right, 37,890. As
40.
of this video that is getting expanded.
What's the point? They're going to be down there forever.
More chance of being in the Premier League next season than Everton.
I didn't even say
Yeah,
it.
no, it's just
Right.
making strays.
My turn. It's just knowing the name of the stadium.
If I recognise it,
What do you mean you recognise it?
so if it's maybe known as something
It
else,
was like the old name potentially.
if it's the old name, I'm willing
Like,
to.
I want to say the Vico Arena, but I've actually got no idea if it's still called that Coventry Stadium.
It's called the Coventry Building Society Arena. It's not tenable, unfortunately. So,
What was that?
but again, if I recognise the name of the stadium, I'll count.
That's a terrible. That's worse than the G-Tech community. Oh my god.
How about
Yeah.
something?
Look, thank you.
Look,
Yep, we'll get in probably the best stadium of them all, Pride Park.
debatable that one, but it is tenable. Number 5.
It's right there on that picture.
33,280 if you're interested.
See if you don't know an answer. Just say a stadium, then you know.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Ewood
Oh,
Park.
come on, that was the one. That was the one.
Ewood Park is number 9 on my list. 31,367.
Right.
I'm gutted I'm out. I had another answer.
Oh, hang on. I can confirm.
Oh, VAR happening.
VAR has consulted me.
What do you mean?
Jacob Murray is back in. Coventry is there.
I was about to say,
Yes.
It's after a few phases of play. He's going to still be out.
Get lost. I'm back in. Otherwise, you're never getting 10.
Coventry's back in. He's back in. Number 8, 32,609.
Did you miss? Yeah, look, what's wrong?
I just didn't read it.
didn't read it. Just been there.
Listen, VAR makes mistakes in football. We know this. So
Dermot Gallagher and he fixed it. It's fine.
exactly. Had word near. You really can't tell them.
Oh, this guy, man.
Feels good.
So now you're back to 4 lines. There you go.
I said I'd watch it. Yeah, it's easy what talking with you.
I'll put the pressure back on. You're back in.
Oh, no. Right, it's the Hawthorns there.
The Hawthorns is 13
Ah, it's not.
on the list, so it's not terrible.
About 28k.
26,800.
I'm really excited here, Jacob's banker.
What do you-
This is the no-brainer. This was the no-brainer in fact.
Comes at 19,000.
Wow.
Should you have one? Come on.
I don't even know the name of the stadium, but you told me last week it's huge.
Oh.
DW Stadium. DW Stadium. Wigan Athletic.
They're not in it, are they?
They're not League One.
Are they League One?
They're League One.
They're not on this list, my friend. So you're gone. You're out.
That's a
I never
banker.
called that a
And they are on this
I
list.
told you a banker. Bad hard house that.
You said something else.
Is that back to me then?
Back to you.
Yep. And we will go for Hillsborough.
Hillsborough, very good answer. 39,859. They are number 2.
About twice.
This is the content you sub for.
Oh,
Let's go for Vicarage Road.
I think that's like 19.
That's a good one.
Vicarage Road is not in my top 13 list, so you're not tenable and you're out, I'm afraid, Hegison.
Not another one I can think of.
Yeah.
Okay. You still in?
No, I went out.
So, look, as a championship fan, hopefully, you can.
He's a League One fan, man.
No,
Yeah,
Derby
it's
championship.
back up now.
Championship?
Yeah, we promoted.
That's
Swing
Wing
up
Park.
They got promoted.
Ah, no, I don't pay attention to that.
This little gold bit there, that's for promotion. Just that right there.
That's not sad at all.
Oh,
I will say the rivals, Bramall Lane, Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. It is Bramall Lane, 32,702. They are there. They are number 7.
I'm just trying to think what derby we've got coming up. Oh, actually, so we played Cardiff, so maybe Cardiff or Swansea on the list. Which one of those two would have a bigger stadium? Probably Cardiff. I think. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Then
About twice.
Bristol City's ground's decent size.
The comments hate clues, but we can't even give them.
I think that'll League One.
I thought Derby were in League One, so.
Go fast. Shoot. Oh.
Again,
Yes.
Yeah.
got all the names. So what is it? 6th and 10th? I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Sheffield United was 6. Sorry.
7 and 10. This guy's all
7
over the
and
place.
10. Yeah, kind of. I don't even know what. We could go for the Cardiff City Stadium. It's definitely had that name at some point. It might have a different name now.
That is its current name.
Oh,
Yeah.
What number?
what number?
Number 5.
I'm calling it a 5, that's a big part.
They are 6. Cardiff City is 6.
I thought you just said Bramall Lane was 6.
Bramall Lane's 6.
It's there. It's in the top 10.
You just need 10.
You didn't need 10.
I think you're running out.
Yeah, Coverage there, and I have the 10th
What a
one.
koi
I have
tackle.
the 10th one.
Just below Ewood Park.
Just below Ewood Park.
It is,
Not much in
It's a rainy night tonight. So I'm thinking Stoke City's stadium.
It's not Tuesday night, but that's a tenable answer.
Doing a back.
I have the name.
What's an assist from Aaron?
I have the name. I have the answer.
The bar. Unbelievable.
Yeah, stop
I'll
for the
take
last
it.
one. Tenable. You can take
I
it.
think.
Yeah, we take that look, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
basically thinking of stadiums that have all 4 corners. Like, for example, like Norwich miss a corner because they got a hotel in it. And then Bristol City don't have any corners. Stuff like that. So basically you need to get the big
It's
ones.
basically about to say it. That's what I'm saying.
Love it.
10 out of 10. Nice and easy. On to Jacob's list.
Third board, and I've got a stipulation in mind to make it just a little bit more difficult. It is teams that have played in the Premier League with a blue home kit, not counting teams that have played every single Premier League season.
Oh, what?
So that's 3 out of the way straight away.
Is it?
Yeah, is it not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Start with you, Luke.
Okay.
Blue. Are we saying like blue or light blue? Is that also
Sky blue count, right?
What's blue?
Blue.
any shade of blue? I'm worried now. I'm going to say Huddersfield Town.
That is, of course, tenable.
Lovely. This one's good. We can do this.
Leicester City.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Or
Right.
yes, indeedy, since it's Leicester.
Let's go for Ipswich. Nice.
Yes, that's good. Sorry.
That's good.
I need confirmation.
Coventry City.
Yes, the Sky Blues 4 down.
Come on.
Blues. Birmingham City. The Blues.
Yeah,
25.
that is, of course, tenable.
Okay. Portsmouth.
Yes.
Portsmouth are, of course, tenable.
Okay. Let's go for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes, they are indeed.
Okay. Let's go for Oldham.
Ooh,
More
red.
Nah, is that not Swindon that's
You
red?
got a blue badge. Oh, you did.
I'm sure.
I thought I sent my team, guys, and build it around Lasala and Wits.
Oldham is tenable.
Lied for a second.
9, 10. What do you think?
Yeah, we're good. I wasn't playing anymore.
I'll go for a team that actually did wear a red kit for a couple of seasons, but they were blowing the Prem. Cardiff City.
That is good.
Right. You think you had one?
No, that was what I had.
No chestnut.
That was what I had.
Cardiff.
You've got one, right? I've got one.
I'm still missing a massive team. Probably.
Close over there.
I'm just so surprised, shocked. And I reckon it's because of what Heggie said. He's put you all off.
I was being exaggerative. There's only 2.
Oh, no, I don't need 9. Oh.
I was going to say,
What are you going to say?
they were relegated, but was it in the Premier League era? Man City?
That is terrible.
What's the other answers? You get any more?
Reading, Blackburn, QPR, Crystal Palace.
Who's counting that?
Yeah, I mean, it's blue and red.
It was given the blue and white. So
Yeah.
Did we say Brighton?
No.
Right.
yeah.
10 out of 10 on to the final board.
Right, we're on 28 out of 30. A potential 38 is possible. And here is your final tenable list. Give me the 10 players that have 2 or more Ballon d'Ors. There's exactly 10.
2 or more.
Yeah, I give you 2.
Shall I kick it off?
Yeah. Of course.
I don't want to go for the obvious ones, but we'll go Messi first. Just get him done.
Messi has 8. He is terrible.
I'll go a wee bit out there. I'll go Ronaldo.
Yeah, so out there. He actually has less than Messi.
Which one?
Go Cristiano. I'm confident with Cristiano.
Was that a clue, Aaron? What are you going to go for?
Okay. R9.
R9. Well done, Aaron. He is terrible. He has 2.
Okay. Let's go for a nicher one that the boys might not know. Kevin Keegan.
Kevin Keegan is terrible. Well done, Heggie.
That one he was back to back with Hamburg.
Oh,
Wow.
I've shook hands with a Ballon d'Or winner then. That's nice to know. A double Ballon d'Or winner.
All flags?
That's close to you going to get.
No, but we can have used
Probably, yeah. Done me it.
him trying out.
It's not going to win it, is it?
Yeah, I'm not going to be the best footballer in the world.
Yeah, that's
That does hurt a little bit, actually.
Try him out.
It's a risky one, this. I don't like it.
Oh.
I say Kaka.
I don't think so.
He's only the one.
Aka is not tenable, and that means
What's the fun bit?
for the first time today, you get to kick one of the boys out of the video. And this one, I'd make sure you make the right decision here.
We will go for Aaron.
You know that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I was like, sure.
I actually feel that wasn't the smart decision. I think the man that's about to answer would have been the smart.
I've got a couple.
All right,
I
okay.
think he's, yeah.
Here we go.
I'm afraid I'd laugh. Did Platini win more than one?
He actually won 3.
Oh,
So well done, Jacob.
Love that. I'll go for a 3-time winner as well. Sure he was. Johan Cruyff.
that was
Johan Cruyff did win it 2 times. He won it 3 times. He is terrible. Back to Luke.
So I was just about to get Cruyff.
yeah, now I'm completely out.
Yeah.
Last 2.
I think I've got another Dutchman from the late 80s, hopefully. Marco van Basten.
Marco van Basten won it 3 times. He's terrible.
But they're not all back to back as well.
I think so.
Close to.
Something like that. He retired at like 28, so must have been pretty soon.
Okay. We will. I'm struggling. I won't lie to you. I'm struggling.
This might be a going out.
The doors.
We'll say Eusebio.
Oh, he's not on the list I have here, so he is
Once at least. But
probably not terrible. Let me just double check for you,
We're
Jacob.
double checking.
Double checking just for you.
Come on. You see, this is if we had the budget, we'd have the ear pierced going into view.
Even I don't have the budget for that. Like, oh, just get someone to check all the answers for you, Luke.
Do you know an adjudicator?
Eusebio won it in 1965 and not again. So you are out, Jacob.
I don't like that he gave you hope with the and there.
And never again.
Unlucky.
there is a German who's won it, but I'm never going to be able to pronounce his name.
Well, do you know who he is?
I need you to say it right.
Wow, that's
If I know who you're talking about, maybe. We'll see how you go.
I feel it could get us demonetised as well.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. But then even he.
Then the rest of his name,
Hummel.
Himmel or something like that, and then the rest of his name.
That's not close at all, really.
No?
I
No,
don't know what you're talking about, sorry.
it's the wrong start for
that.
sure.
It begins with H, I'm sure. Does it?
It doesn't.
No?
Begins with an
I got the first letter, you can't complain.
If you're going to go for that.
Yeah.
I've not said that name.
Oh, is
that's
that how
okay.
we're doing it? Oh,
Yeah, cool.
he actually hasn't said her name.
You have to do that.
He's just said
If you want to go again, you can go again.
He's just making noise.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Did I say a name?
That's it.
I'm saying Gerd Miller. Gerd Miller.
Oh,
That's actually lovely.
he's again not on my list.
I think he's
I
only
think
one.
he's only got the one.
I
Yeah,
think he
like
does only have one.
70.
I'll just for you, Heggy, I'll check.
Unfortunate.
We have fun.
It's unfortunate.
And he has won the Ballon d'Or just once, but runner-up once and third place twice. So that is Heggy out. It's down to you, Luke, to finish off the board.
Be careful.
I do know pre 1995, it was all Europeans.
Yeah.
And which Europeans will I go for?
You're at 35 right now.
Out of 40.
If the one you were trying to say, which I can't say, is a two-time winner, and I know his name, but I can't see him winning it. That's the problem. But he did score the goals in the local final, so maybe he did get it for that. Oh, I don't like this. You're going to say so many names at the end as well.
You cut the pens in here with a knife.
Yeah. Oh, which one? Oh, let's just go Luis Suarez. I bit him.
He's bitten. Luis Suarez, I don't have on my list. Again, I will give it.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. I'm going to trust Eggy. I'm going to trust Eggy this time.
Was the Stefano one?
The Stefano was terrible, won it twice.
What's
France,
the German one with the dodgy name?
first of all, Franz Beckenbauer also was one. The one you're thinking of is Karl-Heinz Rummen.
Rumen. That'll do. That'll do.
Nigge, and I'm not going to say it just in case.
Smart.
So it was start because you had to start my H. It was start with R.
So if I said his name, I would have won the episode, but the video would be demonetized.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want? That's what you want.
So Luke scored 35 out of 40 again, minus asterisk. 20.
It's a win.
That's
a win.
a real 35. It's earned.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that, Luke?
They know that he's looking at the Ballon d'Or winners now. I think I could have got it. That's the annoying thing.
I think the Stefano was like
Yeah.
kind
I
of
was debating just Stefano or Luis Suarez. They were the two.
Oh, Beckenbauer.
That's what I mean. Why is he with me?
Yeah. He was an OG sweeper. Yeah. Make sure you're checking out Luke's channel where we play tic-tac-toe, find out who won. Make sure you're liking this video, subscribing, and as always, maybe easy.
And Will wants Ten Hag to be sacked. I mean, this is a really novel idea, Will. I don't think many people are talking about this. I mean, what's prompted it? We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the genius of Cole Palmer, an amazing title race. Who's in it? Chelsea, Spurs, certainly Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. Are they starting to stutter a bit without Rodri? We've got some big conversations about refereeing decisions because we've spotted a few inconsistencies that should not be forgotten. Even the red card for Bruno, which I am not using as an excuse at all, but you still would call it a bad decision. But Will, you want to start with this really weird topic. It's very niche about, and it's not Birmingham City. Ten Hag out. What's this all about?
No, actually, I thought we'd start with an amazing game. Brentford won, West Ham won, which has got the tongues wagging, actually. Scrap that. Wow, what a weekend. Big Edge, mate, shove that up your keister. You can have that. Never doubt me again. Absolutely did a number on Ten Hag.
They were very good.
They were very good. We've got to give them their flowers. But I just think we all know what's going to... Where will Manchester United be in 1 year's time? If it's Eric Ten Hag, it's a sad day for you, the club, and the fans.
What would life be without Ten Hag at Man United? Better or worse?
What would it be without him?
Yeah.
Better.
Tell me why.
Because, firstly, Ineos. They backed themselves and the manager into a corner here because we all know he's a dead man walking, don't we? Whether it's Ruud, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Gareth Southgate, Thomas Tuchel, there's a new manager that's come into Manchester United. It's about if, not it's about when, not if. And I just think how they've treated him. If like you just know as a player, you can't trust this manager going forward because he's not going to be there.
I know as a fan, I can't trust these players, which is a bigger problem.
But I think we'll get onto the players in a bit because I don't agree with that at all. And then also on Eric Ten Hag, I actually just think he's like last year. Manchester United finished 8th in the Premier League.
Thank you.
That's awful.
Yeah,
like
won the FA Cup.
And I think the cups are like almost the cups are fantastic. And as a fan, especially the team I support, those days are very special. But for where Manchester United need to go and where they're expected to go, league position is going to be key. And he's just not performing in that. And I think it's just absolutely inevitable that he's going to go. So why not pull the plug?
But you know my biggest issue with this, and I've said this before, and look, the great thing about this is it's the Goldbridge Arms, it's that's football, so get your opinions in. We'll have United fans, but obviously everybody else can. I'd love a can as well. We've got these lovely Carling cans for the FA Cup, by the way. I'm very tempted to open it, and it's cold. But I think that, look, I accept that every club has the right to sack a manager and every fan has the right to say, I want to sack a manager, just as much as every fan has got the right to say, I don't want the manager to be sacked, I'm backing my manager. You know, that's the way of the world. But where I have a problem is I've been on this road for many years beyond doing the United stand. Like I do remember Sir Alex in the late 80s and I remember the 90s and all the success. What is you sack the manager, but what's next? Like for me, I don't see a manager that like is like Jose Mourinho in his prime or Pep's desperate to come. We had this nonsense about Cole Palmer coming to Man United on Saturday. It's incredible. It's not going to happen. Manchester United are a fallen angel. And yes, I agree, sacking Ten Hag is probably going to happen and may well be the right thing to do. But as a United fan this morning, I find no solace in people saying, sack your manager. And I find it amazing that there are United fans out that are just so focused on sacking the manager. I'm looking at beyond that. If they'd sacked him at 10 o'clock this morning, I'd probably be relieved to go, well, I didn't really want it to happen, but at least it's over. You know, it's like being in a relationship with someone you really like and you get the warning signs that they might be up to no good. And you're sort of like, well, at least I know now it's over. I've got to move on. But what am I moving on to? Pot noodle and a wank. You know, there's nothing out. There's no.
That has its benefits.
Well, it does. But there's early nights. Yeah, a bit of Football Manager. But there's no supermodel there going, Mark, come out, come and play with me and my friends. And I'm like, well, that's not there. I don't see the optimism in sacking Ten Hag. I see the reality. I do. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, we've got to keep him. My question on the United stand this morning and to everybody here this morning would be, what do United do next? Because I genuinely think we've been doing this for a decade. I still think, though, I don't trust those players. We'll talk about that in a moment. But I don't see where they go next. But, like, I don't see... You know, Harry Potter himself, you need magic.
Oh, I think that's ridiculous. You don't need magic.
Oh, so a new manager's going to take Man United to the level of Arsenal in 2 years. I don't see that.
No, but it's not even that. It's guaranteeing top 4 every season.
I don't think that's achievable.
But it definitely is achievable with this group of players.
These players are better than Spurs players. They're better.
I say they're on a par with it.
I don't see. I mean, I watch them every week.
I think that's where Ten Hag's taking you down the absolute rabbit hole. That you can't believe that this squad can compete with Spurs and Aston Villa,
mate. You know
what's happened there?
Well, what has happened? Because I tell you what, you can talk about style of playing, you can talk about tactics. I watched this against Palace, and I saw a very focused team playing.
That's a Palace team that is shit.
I saw a system and I saw an effort. That first 3 minutes against Spurs at Old Trafford
Yeah.
And you've got people who can't pass, can't tackle, won't run. And I'm like, hold on a minute. I will accept sitting here and going, Spurs were brilliant, because they were. And I will accept Man United losing yesterday 3-2 to a better side where they've tried and played well. But what I can't get my head around from yesterday is everybody, whether you're a Blues fan or a Wolves fan or whatever. Wolves, I watched them against Liverpool on Saturday night. They lost to the better team, but they played well and they gave everything. And they lost. And the Wolves fans aren't going to be happy with that, but they can't say the players didn't turn up. When I saw United yesterday, yes, the tactics weren't great. Yes, the manager's at fault. But oh my God, those players didn't turn up. And I'm tired of that as a United fan. This has been going on with Jose, Ollie, Van Gaal, Ten Hag. You don't know, as a Man United fan, whether your players are even going to turn up, let alone lose.
But that's still on the manager, and we're it is, and we're in the era of.
So it's my job as your boss if you have a bad day.
No, but like, you instill a culture into here that makes it like we can do this and do that. So when you know what the sort of the way we're going is, you believe in that. And with
Ten Hag, if you decide you're not going to do it,
but why would I do that?
Because I might sack you if you did.
Yeah, exactly. But we're in the era of systems and philosophies, aren't we?
I wouldn't.
We're in the eras of systems and philosophies, like. And you've only got to look into sort of like a microcosm of this season. Arne Slot turning up at Old Trafford and doing what he did to Ten Hag, absolutely out-tacticing him. But let me finish. Big Ange doing exactly the same thing. And we're 2.5 years into Ten Hag. Like, people say Ten Hag ball. I don't know what that is. You can list the things out, but that's never on display. It's like me going, my nickname at home is the Weasel. I didn't want to be called that, right? First,
I can understand why.
First, it's because we call it pull a face. It's because of and pull a face.
And your personality.
Yeah. And my furry cock. Yeah. But it's because I didn't want to be called that. So for a year, I was like, everybody call me Crouchy. Nobody. Called me Crouchy because it was never going to stick. So Ten Hag's going, this is Ten Hag ball. No one calls it Ten Hag ball. No one knows what it is. We're 2.5 years in. We're in the era of systems and philosophies. And Big Ange, Arne Slot, with less time, less resource, maybe not less resource, but definitely less time, have implemented that style of play.
I can't do that though.
What? Call me Weasel?
No, I can't do the whole look at Arne Slot, look at Maresca.
No, but look at
Ange. Brighton. I can't do that. Because we're Manchester United.
Oh, God.
No, we are Manchester United. It's been going on for a decade, and you can't compare what Liverpool have done. Like, Arne Slot's done amazing, right? But that is massively about the players. Any Liverpool fan knows this. Those players already know what is expected, demanded, minute in of a Liverpool player. And he's a good coach, and he's got good players. At Manchester United...
No, but do Tottenham.
Tottenham do not have the pressure or expectation of Manchester United. They don't win things.
No, but you've just said Aston Villa and Spurs.
Ange's biggest problem there, as we've already discussed, is getting bottlers to actually believe in themselves.
Yeah, but you just said Aston Villa and Spurs.
I think Ange would be a very interesting appointment for Man United, by the way. I've said it before, because his personality is very in your face. Yeah. Get out of my fucking club, you cobber. But, you know, Ange would be a very interesting person. Somebody said Simeone today, an absolute shithouse is probably what Man United need. But even then, you're still dealing with... look, I said this yesterday, and some people took it the wrong way. I don't know what your thoughts were about the lad up front, Xerxes. I like him. I hope he's going to be a good player. But, oh, my God, he was the quintessential... rabbit in headlights. Just looked absolutely bereft of confidence, lost in the vacuum of pressure and enormity of the game. And
yeah, but even the way bloody Ten Hag's dealt with that, like scores the goal, then doesn't start, then comes on against Liverpool and gets absolutely eaten alive, and rightly so. I just think every game he's making a bad decision, and every game he's being outmanaged by another manager who ultimately has had less time. Like Crystal Palace just lost to Sean Dyche's Everton, and like
you watched the game.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have lost.
Why? But they did lose.
Absolute farce.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll get on to
the penalty. Dominated.
Yeah, changing the point.
You didn't watch the game.
I did watch the game. I watched it on Match of the Day, and I thought Theo Walcott was an excellent pundit who's going to go far in the game. But more on that later. I just think you said earlier, Aston Villa and Tottenham have got better squads than Manchester United. So there is a level of expectation there that they're living up to.
I think we're getting lost in something here that is Ten Hag in and Ten Hag out.
Ten Hag out, get him gone.
No,
Get Southgate in and let's get on with it.
well, you've just lost anything you did well in the last 5 minutes. There's people in there going, "Go on, Will." They've just gone, "Oh God," you know.
No, Southgate in is
Can I
just for
change my mind?
Southgate in is just for the day that we step in here when he's been
I'm gone.
appointed Monday morning.
I'm gone.
Oh, God.
I'm out of
Can
football.
you actually
You know,
imagine?
Daniel Day-Lewis walked away from acting, one of the best actors of all time, and he's now a carpenter in France. If Man United appoint Southgate, I'll take my 4 million.
Yeah.
And I'll be a carpenter.
You won't have any wood.
And I'll have lots of wood, and I'll be a carpenter in County Mayo.
Back in Ireland.
Yeah,
Lovely stuff.
drinking beers and retired. But no, I think what I'm trying to get at here is I do not want it to turn into a Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out thing. That's not what it is. I actually said
What's the name of the stream?
I wanted Ineos this morning to make a statement one way or the other, and they have. They basically come out and backed him and said he'll be in charge for Porto and Villa.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, lads. That's 2 more games. Thanks very much.
But you know what? I'd rather they'd done that than leave us in this.
What do you think they're doing in them 2 games?
Finding another manager.
Exactly.
I just said it this morning. He's gone. The international break will be a busy one for Man United.
And as well, I was reading, and I don't know if it's true, you'll be able to correct me, but like because he signed the new contract, it's going to cost them more money to get rid of him now than it is with the wage redundancies that they've done. So Ineos have got a lot to...
What do you think about Ineos, actually? Because this is one thing United fans haven't really spoken about, and I'd like to get the opinions of Chelsea and Arsenal and United fans as well. How do you think, forget Ten Hag for a moment, because I want to come back to Ten Hag and the players, because I'm not saying keep Ten Hag. What I'm saying is, what's next? What's the expectation? Because I don't see a massive glow up. I see, like Niall was saying with Rude, you can see a similar thing to Ollie, but long term, probably not going to work. Ineos, Glazers are still there. I wanted them to keep Ten Hag. I'm never going to apologise for that. He just won the FA Cup. It's 2 years, and I think you should have 3 years. It's a trilogy. And look, Mourinho had 3 years. Ollie had 3 years. They were gone by Christmas. We've seen this movie before. Ten Hag's probably gone by Halloween. Not even Halloween. What's at the start of September? What's the start of October? Anything in America going on? So he's going to be gone very, very quickly. But he should be given the year 3. I'd always wonder what. But I don't think Ineos pissed off Ten Hag inners and outers in May, because the outers were like sack him and the inners were like back him, and they sort of went, we're not backing him because we're going to interview other people, and now we're not sacking him because we think he's the best of the rest. So they didn't appease anybody, and they actually, what they should have done after the FA Cup final was sack him or back him, and they took ages to do it. So I think where they are now is that in everybody's eyes, people are probably looking at them as this new regime that needs to be amazing, that still works with the Glazers, and actually the way that they've handled the Ten Hag situation and spent a lot of money on him, if they sack him straight away, they look, whether they end up being incompetent, they've made themselves look. Yeah. Because people were slagging off Agate yesterday and De Ligt and Mazraoui. They're not Ten Hag. We all know because they've done the PR. No, it's no longer Ten Hag saying what happens. It goes through the committee, Dan Ashworth, Barada. So they've kept Ten Hag. They've brought these players in. They sacked Ten Hag. They don't come out of it looking, great. In comparison to Liverpool, who with Slot said, we want to bring you in, but there's no money. We want you to carry on the Klopp project. Are you happy with that? Yes. And look how it's worked. So.
Yeah, but you mentioned Liverpool there. It was a point I was going to bring up earlier. Like their number one choice, which we all know, is Xavi Alonso. And they didn't get him. And look how easy it was for them to pivot. So I just find it hard to believe.
Well, they had to pivot.
Yeah, but they had to pivot. But Man United have to pivot now. And I find it hard to believe that the way Ineos want to go, that there's not a man that they can attract to bring to Manchester United, because it still is an attractive proposition. But go on.
Ben says with a super chat, as a United fan, we have to stick with the manager and break the cycle. It's more important, and I love the content, and that's my favourite bit about it. We've nearly got 10,000 watchers. We've never done 10,000, so make sure you are sharing the video and smashing a like and getting involved. That would be great. Would you take the job, Goldbridge? I'll tell you what.
You actually would believe that you could do a better job, and that's probably the most concerning thing.
You got to believe yourself.
In the right
areas. My mum always said to me, you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
Anything you want to be. You can be Mr. Superman. You can be Superman. You could be president. You could definitely. She still rings me up now. You could definitely do a better job than any manager in that league, and I just need that every Monday morning just to make me feel like I'm great. But no, I mean, look, honestly, I'm sure any United fan feels they could do a better job this morning. But I think whoever goes in there, you've got to make an omelette. You've got to crack a few eggs. And I always go back to it. And people were getting annoyed yesterday, but I look at that Manchester United side and I go, Honestly, if you want me to name the players, I will happily do it. I don't think Onana is good enough as a shot stopper. I think, you know, but he's a Ten Hag signing. You know, this is your Ten Hag fan. This is your Ten Hag fan. Onana is a Ten Hag signing. He wanted that ball-playing goalkeeper, which we haven't done. And his shot stopping is no better than you think any goalkeeper in the bottom half. So, you know, that's something you look at Schmeichel, you look at De Gea, that they're going to save your shots. You've got to have a goalkeeper like that. I look at Rashford, you know, boring, hot topic, but very inconsistent for what he is. You know, you look at Bruno yesterday, wasn't a red card, but he was poor before it. There are problems all over that football
I thought
club.
De Ligt was really weird. No, I don't know.
They're all shit, mate.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. An 80%. Well, I don't know what the actual percent is, but the majority of the signings in that Manchester United squad are from Ten Hag.
Yeah.
So when you go,
That's the worrying thing about it.
No, but when I think a lot of people, I don't know if it's like not misleading, but just been misappropriated. Like when you say the players are, we've had this before with the players. I think a lot of people construe that as like the same group of players.
No, they're not listening. Because what I said was
Seems funny, now.
I've seen this performance.
Defensive on the ball.
Yeah.
None of those players are there. I've seen this player under Mourinho. Maybe one.
But I think that's modern football, though. I think like.
But you know what? I don't know because I don't.
Honestly, we had it at Blues every time. There was like a core group of players that would like down tools. It was the same group of players, so it happened at every level. So I just think that's modern football. So you have to get over that fact, and you're not going to break the cycle by keeping Eric Ten Hag.
I watch Arsenal a lot. I watch Man City a lot. I watch Liverpool a lot. I mean, even when Liverpool lost to Forest.
But what do you have with those managers? I believe in Pep. I believe in Arteta. I believe in Ange. I believe in Arne Slot. I don't believe in Eric Ten Hag. Stood on the sidelines.
No. I disagree with this. Though.
His systems are awful.
I disagree with this. I genuinely don't think Pep Guardiola would make that Man United side fight for a title.
No, but they're not saying that.
It's not in their heads.
That's not
in their heads.
That's not the problem. We're just saying top four. We sat down when Ineos came in and we said Eric Ten Hag.
You don't get top four in this league if you haven't got the mentality, though. And like,
yeah, but that's instilled by Eric Ten Hag.
I think every United fan is looking at that game yesterday and going, yes, Ten Hag probably will go or needs to go or is going to go or isn't going to survive. Absolutely. But I look at that team yesterday and I still don't understand. 75,000 fans, Old Trafford, you know you've got to put a performance in, and Delot doesn't track back the back post. Yeah. Rashford doesn't fancy a 50-50. Van der Ven runs through the whole team.
But that's the manager.
No,
it is the manager.
Not the manager, mate.
If you don't believe in the manager,
that is not the manager. So Rashford sees Van der Ven on his own pass and doesn't go in for a 50-50 because of the manager.
I think
Delot doesn't track the back post because of the manager. You know, Martinez and Mazraoui and Agate let Van der Ven run through and don't take a yellow card because of the manager. That's personal pride.
No, I think there is personal pride of that, but then there's also an extra 10-20% of
a driving instructor who's driving around for the AA, crashes the car into the lamppost and goes, "Not my fault. It's the AA, their car. They employ me." Yeah.
No.
You're responsible for your own actions.
But at the top level of football, if there's a 5-10% drop off in that, and especially when you play in a side that of similar quality or better quality, you are going to be exposed. And that's what happened yesterday, because there's not that believability in Eric Ten Hag being the manager for now, then, and in the future. So you've just got this guy. It's basically a pocket there at the moment while they went for the next one. You are going to drop off in level of performances, and you can't Tactically, yeah. And look at the first goal. The right back's been dragged away by Timo Werner. Well, if you've seen him misfinish and you go, let him have the ball, then it creates the space open there. It's just absolutely day one defending.
I'm not having it.
That's where I think you've got the blinkers on, mate.
No, I've not got no blinkers on. I watch Man United every week.
Yeah.
For most of
I'm not saying you don't, but I just think he's absolutely got to go.
No, but you're not wrong. But you're not listening to what I'm saying, and I think a lot of United fans agree with me on this. The tactics yesterday, we already know about this. We've spoken about it for what feels like an eternity. But there is also, it's like when there's a problem, it's not just one person's problem. And I think what United fans find frustrating is that everyone just goes sack Ten Hag, and then we're like, but what happens then? We've still got these players that won't turn up every now and again, and we've still got potentially a board problem. We've still got debt. I'm agreeing with you. Like the Ten Hag conversation, you can't. I'm not saying Ten Hag in. I think some people think I'm going Ten Hag in. I'm not. I'm like, if they'd sacked him this morning, I would not be crying. I'd be like, thank God it's over. I wouldn't sack him. I don't even know what I'd do at the moment. I don't see a solution. But if we sack him, I think we'll be back here doing this podcast in a year's time saying, maybe Ruud needs to go, or Maybe Tuchel needs to go. I don't see. You know what? I said it this morning on the United Stand. You know, sometimes in life there is no easy solution. Sometimes there is no better choice, and people are acting like all you got to do is sack Ten Hag and you'll be fine. We've done this 4 or 5 times. I don't know what United do next, because you make a good point. Most of the squad for Man United now is Ten Hag players. The big problem is 2 or 3 of the non-Ten Hag players are leaders, like Rashford, Bruno, Luke Shaw, but there's hardly any left. The next manager comes in, and if you're right about Ten Hag, what if some of these players he's bought aren't good enough? You've got to get rid of them again. I mean, there's a few, isn't there? So I think, I hate to say this as a United fan, I'm sure rivals will be saying keep Ten Hag, but as a United fan, I'm probably not in the minority on this. I think most United fans this morning are like, well, let's sack the manager, but you know, when we sacked Van Gaal for Mourinho, I genuinely thought this is going to be good. Yeah. And then the Ollie thing, because he was an ex-player, I thought, oh. And then Ten Hag, I was like, oh, we've got a hipster.
But that's being a football fan, isn't it?
But I'm not. The next manager's not going to. That's really sad. But the next manager, I'm not going to go, oh, we've got Tuchel, or oh, we've got Rude. I'm going to be like, you know what it is? It's trust. I don't trust anymore. And I you know, it's. I remember speaking to a United fan a few years ago who was an older fan, and not Ricky, and they were like, from '68 to winning the Premier League, I don't think people realise how hard it was to win the league every year. You didn't do it, and you sense that at Old Trafford now. It's like this. Somebody made a great point yesterday. I can't remember if it was Neville, probably not, but it was something along the lines of the pressure. You can see the pressure on the players. And I watched United in that first 20 minutes. Oh, it was Neville. Neville said, I don't think these players aren't trying, but I don't understand why they're not playing well. And my theory on it is I just think in that first 20 minutes, you look at Spurs away from home, pinging the ball around. And can we just say again, Spurs were fantastic.
Spurs were brilliant.
But you look at United, they had opportunities on the ball, couldn't string a pass together, couldn't control the ball. And I was like, it's almost like they're terrified. It's almost like the pressure is getting in there. And look, I've been in the back garden doing keep-ups, and I can do 200. Get me on stage and the pressure's a little bit, I can only do 190. Yeah. But so there's nothing you can do about that pressure.
No, but I disagree completely, because I think when that pressure comes and that lack of confidence comes, the first thing you do is rely back on the system. And that system is so built in and entrenched to Tottenham, like the way that they were doing the blocks and everything. It's a bit too over my head, the tactical analysis. But the way that they were doing that is because if there is the pressure, they revert back to time and they know what they're doing. With Eric Ten Hag, I mean, the lip was all over the place. Everyone was all over the place. It just felt they were doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. And that boils back down to the manager. We're in a systems philosophy era, and we're 2.5 years in, and that's not on display.
It's interesting. Will thinks that a new manager and a system will make Man United fight for top 4. I'm not so convinced.
I think it would be very damning if Chelsea get top 4 this season, with Maresca coming in with all the pressure that we've put on him. The squad turn around like that. If Chelsea beat Manchester United to a top 4, I think that's very damning. Because he came in, like, we'll come on to it.
Chelsea's not Man United, though.
Yeah, obviously it's Man United. But, like, we're going to have to come on to it. And, like, I think there's apologies going to be dished out to Maresca, because the way he's turned around that. And I'm basically saying there, top 4 is up for grabs. Between you, Villa, yes, it is. Come on. But that's where Ten Hag's taking you, mate. Ten Hag's taking you down. It's like a bad relationship.
I would say that if Man United want top 4, now's the time to make the change. We've only had 6 games.
But that's what I mean. It's achievable with the better manager.
I don't think it is.
It's 100%.
I don't think it is. It'll be interesting to see if it will. Let's just quickly sort of throw in a few referee stuffs, because I just want to sort of like do a public announcement here. And in no way am I saying that if Bruno gets kept on the pitch that Man United get a result, even though, what was the final score? 3-0. United did have a couple of chances, but Spurs had loads. It wasn't going to make any difference. But I've got to say that just because it's all about Ten Hag today, and get your comments in, and we'll certainly continue talking about that. But it's a podcast for football. I've got to say that it was a shocking weekend for the officiating in the Premier League yet again. And I think they'll be very happy that United lost, because it will just swallow up every bit of news. But starting with that red card, I couldn't believe. I didn't. When you see something, and we weren't at the game, we haven't got the cameras, but I'd say 99% of the time when you see it, even though it's on TV or you're in the ground, you're probably right. And then sometimes you see a replay and go, I got that completely wrong. Didn't think it was a red card at the time. But the way the referee got that red card out, I was like, have I missed something here? This must be like one of the worst tackles ever. No hesitation. It was literally main star syndrome again. I want to be the centre of attention because I just couldn't believe he'd given a red card for that so quickly. I wouldn't have minded if he'd gone to the monitor or something like that, but he absolutely acted as if he'd seen a blatant 100% red card, and it clearly wasn't.
No, I think what's happened is like the way when you there is angles when you first see it in real time as well that it looks like one of those like lungy high late challenges.
Do you think he just doesn't see the slip?
No, he definitely doesn't see the slip, and I think the way the Spurs players react as well, because they probably think in the same way or being gamesmanship. Either way, it's worked. They've like reacted as if he's lunged, and also just because of that they were 1-0 down. Bruno's got that reputation. I can't believe it was his first red card for Man United. I think that they've played the system well there, but I actually do think like me and Niall were having what we call a heated debate about it, and Niall was like he slips. I was like, it doesn't matter who slips, but then actually in hindsight, I think it does matter because the intent's not there, is it? If you give it a yellow, I think you could have cracked it.
There's a lot of people saying it was a red. I think for me it comes just down. The big problem I have with it is I don't mind it being a red if they take the time.
Yeah.
But what bothered me is how quick he got it out, and then VAR is always going to be a bunch of cowards.
Yeah.
Because
it was Michael Oliver, wasn't it?
I don't know who it was, but
no, it wasn't.
It's like a penalty, isn't it? Like we'll talk about the Anthony Gordon penalty in a bit, but if it gets given on the pitch, it will be a penalty. If it's not given, they won't overrule it. And the red card, it's one of those. If he gives a yellow, there's no way they're going to go. You should give a red.
The Robert McCormack, thank you for your super chat. They've just said live on Ref Watch, which make sure you go and watch that if you want to fall asleep. That the Lino gave the decision or informed the decision.
Well, I tell you what, the Lino must have literally gone get your card out really quick.
Yeah.
It must have get card out. Red. Because no, I don't buy into that. I think they got it wrong, and I think when you watch it, and that's what VAR is for, surely, when you watch it, it's never a red. For me, a red card is when you go out to, recklessly tackle someone.
No, but that's what I think. To give the referee, and I get your point, so he should take his time, and that's what VAR is for. In that moment, I can understand it just looks like a lunge, but I agree with you. And then take your time.
Go, hold on a minute, we can see.
But they backed themselves into a corner now where they go, well, we have to support the referee, really.
But in the context, I'd hate that to happen to Arsenal or City or Liverpool next week in a game that matters. That, funnily enough, it's a weird one. Yeah. It was an injustice, but it really didn't matter. I thought one that did matter, just quickly, we'll just go through some of the refereeing decisions. I saw some from the weekend. Big shout out to Palace at Goodison Park. Great 3 points for Everton, but Everton had 2 shots and scored. Palace had more possession, more shots, and definitely should have had a penalty. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'd always look to let the referee on the pitch off because it's a difficult job, but I don't know what VAR's thinking there. I mean, it's a prime penalty.
It's horrible
on a replay, and it looks. It's not like you say. It's not an orthodox tackle by Tarkowski. It's just.
It's on the line as well.
They've had a bad start to the season, Palace, as well, and that's against Everton. It's a big game. You take a point there, it's much better than losing. And I just
Selhurst Park's obviously a tricky place to go.
Yeah. Liverpool are there on Saturday. That's a tough one, Liverpool. But I can't say that anymore. But yeah, no. Let's get serious faces. Absolutely disgusting.
The biggest one of the weekend for me, I think Calafiori. I don't know how that's not a yellow card. Again, Ref Watch. We were just watching the clip. It said apparently because Thomas Partey was tracking. I don't think you can 100% guarantee that, and even the tackle was quite bad. They were in attacking position. The game was at 2-2 then, so I think he's very lucky not to have seen a second yellow card.
Yeah, 2 more. There was one in the Villa-Ipswich game. Can't blame VAR because they can't get involved in the yellow card, but there was a stamp down on a Villa player when he was already on a yellow card.
That was fine for me, play on.
Yeah. Well, I thought that should be yellow. But what we do, we like to bring little niche things in. You never know, it might go viral.
Go on.
You never know what's going to go viral.
No, you really don't know what's going to go viral.
But there was one I want to bring in, and I think we want to do this on the podcast because, there's so many people doing podcasts. There's so much mainstream coverage that a lot of things just get spoken about in a different way. I don't think anyone's going to talk about this. So last weekend, we want to have themes to the show. We were talking last weekend about Trossard's second yellow card and how I thought there's so much inconsistency in football. And obviously Declan Rice has had it. We saw Trent booked against Wolves very early on for kicking the ball away. But this is the one I'm going to talk about because it's about my club, so I can't be accused of, being biased here because Agate should have got a yellow card. There was a free kick given on the halfway line, and he had the ball in his hand, which he picked up, and they threw it away. And the referee saw it and just went play on. And I thought, hold on a minute, like that is, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm absolutely fuming, because it's nothing to do with Man United or Agate. It's the officiating again, and this is the message to Howard Webb and the PGMOL. Your game is riddled with inconsistency that will ultimately derail the integrity of the Premier League through idiocy, where last weekend we see, well, he kicked the ball away, so by the letter of the law, he's down to it, he's sent off, and Arsenal play 45 minutes in a title race game, which will be pivotal. And then we watch Man United against Spurs. Agate throws the ball away. No, we just won't bother with that. And that's what absolutely frustrates fans, because it's like, you can't do one and you can't do the other. And also, just going back to the Trent one, Will, I think they're banging their head against the wall on this. You can't start giving yellow cards for kicking the ball away and throwing the ball away, because it's very obvious to me that Trent Alexander-Arnold knows if he kicks the ball away, he's going to get a yellow card, and he does it. And the reason he does it is because human beings are not robots. They're emotional people. And when a free kick's given that you don't think it should be, you will kick the ball away or throw it. It's just a natural human reaction. So I just think this whole thing is stupid. And obviously Arsenal have been the biggest victims of it so far, but it's just so flawed. And we don't want that.
Well, exactly, and they've backed themselves into a corner by giving the yellow cards for the small ones and even the little ones. But I think if you've played the game and you do it, like, I just think there's a bit more common sense needed. So the Agate one, the way that they put themselves into the corner this season, they have to give a yellow card for that.
Yeah.
But we all know, first half was the game. It was 0-0, I think, then.
Yeah.
Or they were losing. So there's no need for Agate to time waste. Like, it doesn't really.
It's just a natural. I don't blame Agate. I'm just what I'm saying.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, the referee just needs more common sense. It's like game management, isn't it? When
well, that's exactly what I'm saying about Michael Oliver last week. He didn't.
Yeah, it was the one
that.
in the.
He follows the letter of the law.
Yeah,
and goes,
yeah.
I'm just doing my job. And then
What's his name in the Arsenal Spurs one? Jared Gillette.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely terrible game management. You've got a North London derby, both sides going at it, and you're dishing out yellow cards for that. They're just backing themselves into corner, and then not changing the rules for suspensions for getting 5 yellow cards now. You could literally probably stand on the pitch and you'd be like, right, there's a yellow card.
He's so inconsistent. So talking about him, I didn't realise how bad a referee he is, actually. He did the Man City Newcastle game, and I tweeted it at the time, and people think it's a Man City obsession, which it is. But it was, I thought, because Rodri was injured, I thought Ruben Diaz was the captain. And twice in the first 10 minutes, he runs 20 metres and he's shouting at the referee. And I'm like, hold on a minute, that's a directive you could do something about. I mean, that's not human nature. That's not kicking the ball away in the heat of the moment. That's running 20 metres to shout at the referee when you're not the captain. No yellow card. Grealish throws an elbow. No yellow card. I just thought, it must be so frustrating if you're an Arsenal fan, because you probably would have won at the Etihad and you didn't, because you got a player sent off for something that no one else seems to be getting, and you probably would have beaten Brighton.
No, but with Trossard's one, I mean, he absolutely launches it.
I know, but the Declan Rice one as well. So Arsenal could quite easily say we should have at least another 2 points, and other clubs haven't been punished. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion.
I'm glad.
But Anthony Gordon, do you think it was penalty? Because Shearer apparently said not.
Well, yeah, Gary Lineker made a big point of this on Match of the Day, saying, he texted his good mate Alan Shearer that he said Anthony Gordon's wasn't a penalty, which I just found very bizarre. One coming from a Newcastle fan and legend.
Another one.
Which one?
Was it Joel Linton when Kyle Walker just put his leg across him and didn't get the ball?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Newcastle definitely should have got one penalty in that game, and I thought Anthony Gordon did what loads of people do. You're going to go around the keeper.
They slowed it down as well. He gets tripped by Edison.
Yeah.
Let's go. We've done Man United. Oh, just to finish on Man United as well. I turned on when you were 1-0 down, and then I was like, "Oh, here we go, 1-0 down." Bruno sent off. Let's get to the halftime studio for Roy Keane.
No, yeah.
Oh my God, you got Darren Bent, good lad, but when you're expecting Roy Ashley Young, I mean, what an absolute final kick in the dick if you're a Man United player. Ashley Young, after his performances for the last 18 months, commenting on yours. I just thought
I told you, Sky fella.
There you go now, guys. Thank you very much for watching.
I'll
see you soon.
for the half time.
Bye for now.
Absolutely honking.
I'll see you in the morning.
I mean,
if I like.